Hey everyone, I'm Konstantinos and this is Konstantinos Tech. I've got a fun video today and it's all about the famous keyword that's absolutely everywhere, AI. I'm going to show you how to use AI in a fun and productive way. We're going to learn how to use AI to make your very own podcast. The tool that we'll be using today is NotebookLM, which is operated by Google. So all you need is a Google account and some type of source material. So if you have a study guide that you've prepared or someone else prepared, if you have a book even, you'll be able to use that as a file and we'll be able to generate your own podcast. Let's dive in and check it out. All right, so I have everything set up to get started with NotebookLM. All you have to do is log in with your Google account and hit create a new notebook. From there, you need to add in your source material. I have it saved on my desktop, so I'm going to drag this half marathon training plan directly into NotebookLM. And within seconds, it's already digesting the information. Now, I've run a half marathon before. I'm not an active runner now, but we all have goals, right? So I'm trying to get back into it. This is a plan that I found online and hopefully it will be good enough, but I don't know if I have time to read through an entire 20 or 30 page PDF, but I may be able to listen to it like a podcast because we all love podcasts. So after I put my information or raw data into NotebookLM, it gives me a couple options. I can add a custom note, I can change the audio delivery, or I can use a mind map. And we'll go into all of those afterwards. But what I want to go into first is this deep dive conversation with two hosts. This will create a podcast and it will sound like two people having an intimate conversation with one another. You can also customize it with specific things to focus on, but without doing any of that, let's just go into a basic generation of a podcast. It's gonna take a little bit of time to generate, but it'll be done a lot sooner than filming and recording your own podcast. While this is loading, I'll just take a quick moment to say, first and foremost, this is not sponsored. I'm not being paid by Google or NotebookLM to share this. This is just something that I found really cool and a pretty neat use of the technology. The other thing that I want to point out is it's AI. It's not going to be 100% accurate. There may be some inconsistencies, and as users generate more information and input more information, it will get more accurate. So take everything with a grain of salt. Not everything is going to be 100% accurate. And in terms of AI safety and health, there should be things like labels that say this podcast, this content, this video, whatever it may be, was generated by AI. So it's finally ready and we can listen to our brand new podcast. So if we go to hit play.
You know how it is, you want to really get a handle on something, dig into the details, but without feeling like you're totally overwhelmed.
Yeah, especially with something big. Like maybe you're thinking about tackling a half marathon.
Exactly. You want to know what you're signing up for, but, in a way that feels doable, right?
Absolutely. And for a half marathon, having a solid plan you can actually understand and stick with, it's pretty crucial for your body and your head.
So that was just the first 30 seconds, but already it's hard to tell that it's not AI. The fact that they pause, the fact that they interrupt each other, the fact that you can almost hear breaths between the two, it sounds pretty realistic. And it's pretty cool how this manages to capture the essence of what the goal is in trying to challenge yourself to train for a half marathon. So we can fast forward and see how it goes.
The plan uses Saturdays with shorter runs or walks on Sundays. What's the thinking there?
That's like a dress rehearsal for your body, week after week.
Right.
If you consistently do your longest effort on a
Cross-training, those off days or working days for your body.
Yeah.
And finally, remember, this is just one approach. It's great that it points.
So you can see that NotebookLM took the information, it took the raw data, digested it, and it spat out a 10-minute podcast. It had an introduction with a thought process as to what brought you here. It had a body, and it had a conclusion summing things up. This is pretty incredible technology, and I thought a pretty useful way that's not just generative AI or reformatting a written paragraph, that you can change the way that you study, work, or even just learn new things. One thing that I wanted to touch upon though, beyond the podcast, is this thing called a mind map. It will be a second generation of information, and once that's ready, it will give you a structured textbook-like format of the document that you uploaded. So it's already ready. We can open it up and see that we can have a mind map and understand what exactly we want to do through this study guide or training plan with a summary. And this is just another example of how AI can be used to benefit our education and our learning to improve ourselves, and not just create new content in a silly way. The last thing that I wanted to point out, which I didn't even notice before, is there's an option to do both a study guide and a briefing doc. I selected the study guide, and it shot out a quick quiz and glossary for how to successfully train for a half marathon. And if you were using this to study for an exam, having the podcast, having the mind map, and having this would be such a useful tool. So that was a quick and dirty look at how you can use NotebookLM to create your own podcast. Like we saw, there's a few other tools that you can use, but I wanted to focus specifically on the podcast. And now I'll be able to digest that 20-30 page PDF in a 10-minute podcast while I'm doing something else. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point of running it, but listening to my new podcast is going to be a lot easier. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe. This is Konstantinos with Konstantinos Tech. And remember, life's short. Buy tech.